A couple weeks ago, I shared a video where I briefly demonstrated a couple of the different ways to edit your photos for free. You can see that at the link up above, or I also put it down in the description below. Today, I am back with 3 videos where I actually edit a couple of photos in 3 of those applications. All 3 videos have this same introduction, so this video is for this. But there are videos for Nikon's free software, Canon's free software, and for Snapseed, which is a free app for your phone or tablet. I went out on a couple of specific photo outings with a Canon camera and a Nikon camera to capture some new images and to edit those for these videos. Sunrise nature shots in the desert and sunset portraits at a local park. And I'll be editing a couple of different images in each of these 3 videos, but I had quite a few more photos, so I have added a link in the description below where members can see a full gallery of images. Okay, let's get on with it. This is Nikon Capture NXD, and I have photos that I took with the D500, as you can see over here, and the 17 to 55 millimeter f2.8 DX lens. Here's where we have all of our editing options. So you have some categories over here on the left. This first one that I'll show you is where you can adjust exposure compensation. So you can choose from this list here, or you can go down here and actually use the slider or the arrows to adjust exposure compensation in your image. You also have a curve down here. We're going to use this today. And moving on down, you see that we have this retouch section. While you cannot do selective adjustments in this software, meaning you can't, say, use a brush and brush over a certain area of the image and then selectively use, say, boost the contrast just in that section, there is this retouch option where you can click this band-aid here. And you can basically get rid of things in your image. It's like a cloning or a healing brush in Photoshop or Lightroom. So I'm just going to get rid of the little pieces of trash that were around me. This park was kind of messy on this day. I think it was a busy weekend at the park. Okay, moving along. You can do camera and lens corrections because this is Nikon software, so it has a whole lot of Nikon information in it. And you can see in this section where you can straighten your image. So you can also do that up here. You have a set of tools up here as well, like crop and rotate. But if I click this straighten button up here, I can draw a line along some straight line in my image and it will adjust for me to make that the straight line. But then I can go down here and fine tune from there. You can also show a grid if that'll help you out. And then there's all these noise reduction settings and unsharp mask. And going back up, let's take a look at white balance. You can change white balance here to what your camera would have made the image look like had you been in these white balance settings. Or you could go down to this section and adjust color temperature and tint separately. This image is probably a little on the warm side, so I'm just gonna skew it a tiny bit cooler. And then here we can do the same thing for picture control. I could use the portrait picture control where it makes everything pretty bland, and then that allows you to go in and make whatever adjustments you want without the camera making any assumptions for you. But let's stick with what we were on, which was just standard. I can, however, go down here and do any number of individual settings. So I could change sharpening, clarity, contrast, brightness, saturation, and remember, one of your picture control options is monochrome, so this is one way for you to make your image monochrome. And the added bonus is that you can come down here and add a filter effect. Let's just apply a yellow filter here. Okay, now that we're done with this image, let's head over to a landscape image. So the first thing I notice here is that I was not holding the camera straight at all. So let's go ahead and fix this. Looks good. Let's jump right to picture control because I want to try applying the vivid picture control. Yeah, because that brought out all those colors and some more contrast as well. I did want to share with you that you can use this quick adjust, which enhances all of the enhancements that your picture control was already doing. So it'll bring those out even more. And what I love about these picture controls is that there really isn't anything else I want to do to this image. Those picture controls and why I like to use Capture NXD or any of the camera companies' branded software is that you can make these large jumps in your final product without having to go in and do all of the individual things. For me, when I don't like to sit at a computer very much and I kind of know what I want the end result to look like, I like to be able to lean on my Nikon's smartness or my Canon camera's smarts to get to where I want to go. And that's that. Remember though, there are 3 of these videos. The videos for the Nikon and Canon software, well, they're pretty brand specific, but Snapseed will edit anything that I've ever thrown at it, including images taken with your devices. So take a look at them. And then Snapchick VIPs and Patreon, Zion and Beyond patrons. Check out the link in the description below for the gallery of all of the images that I took on my fun photo outings. In my experience answering your questions about photography, it's a common misconception that you need to pay lots of money for software to edit your images to get them to look good. Free software is out there that has the capability for you to make basic edits and even beyond that into the more advanced stuff. There's certainly a time and a place for things like Photoshop, but if you try out something free like these that I've talked about and you like them, I say stick with it. Save your hard-earned money for lenses or trips with your camera, am I right? Anyway, everyone, thanks for watching.